welcome you to Wake Up with Wakanna with your CEO. My name is Phyllis Nash. I am your Chief Sales Officer. I am one of the four co-founders. I am absolutely phenomenally happy to be here this morning only by the grace of God. I just tell you, I'm sure our CEO will talk more about that. But before I turn it over to her, I like all prayer warriors, everyone, to pray for the family of Birth of Minds and praise God for his grace and his mercy in keeping her grandchildren safe. Well, they went through something that was a horrific ordeal, but they came out on the other side. So just pray for her family today, Birth of Minds, her grandchildren. And I'm going to get out of the way and bring up our phenomenal leader, Melissa Boston, someone I've known now for over almost 17 years. I cannot believe I am saying that. This just blinked and here we are. But this young lady made an impact on my life simply because the day before I met her, she fired her boss. That's right. Six-figure income in corporate America, but she was not satisfied, not being able to have the time freedom of being with her family, her loved ones, raising her son. And so she went into the industry of social selling, did phenomenally well, becoming MVP of three companies. And being able to build teams in over 46 countries. Did a pivot in 2017, going back into corporate to be the CEO of a cannabis business. And then 2 years later, co-partnered with three other ladies, me being one of them, guys, and founding Wakanna. And here we are going into our next phase here, building an empire, becoming $1 billion company, becoming a health and wellness, being a health and wellness company serving so many. And so without further ado, Melissa Boston, are you out there?
Phyllis, I'm out. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. That is awesome, Phyllis. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. Last night I said, okay, let me just kind of stop talking. You know, my voice this weekend was so powerful, and just all those, what we call mini presentations, it was at the max. And I woke up this morning, I said, Lord, please let me speak. Okay, let the words come out of my mouth. But it is working, so as long as I can talk, I'm going to keep going. And I want to just say thank you, Phyllis, for everything that you do. I am just so proud of you. I'm telling you what, folks, Phyllis is absolutely so instrumental to the day-to-day here at Wakanna. I mean, not only is she our midwife, helping us all give birth to unlimited possibilities, but she is our first diamond, our first double diamond, our CSO, absolutely one of the hardest working ladies in showbiz. And I'm telling you what, you know, we did have just an amazing weekend. I mean, it was definitely full of just so many twists and turns. I know many of you might have been following us on social media and seen some of that, and I'll touch base on some of that soon. But I do want to also give a big, you know, prayer and condolence and prayer and shout out to anyone going through anything right now. I tell you what, I was talking with, you know, some teammates, and it's just amazing how it just seems like we just stay in this season of attack. But we have some victories this weekend, right? Some victories. I know Phyllis and I, we experienced the victory, okay? And then when I'm hearing you this morning talk about Birth of Minds and what she's been through, she's also experienced a victory. You know, to have your granddaughter, you know, shot 10 times. And I saw the video on Facebook where she was walking, you know, walking with a crutch, but guess what? She was walking. And that's a miracle. And I know this weekend, it just seemed like, you know, and I know it's true, that it was full of so many miracles. And I'm just praising God this morning that we are here, Phyllis, to tell our story. And just so thankful, so grateful, you know, in fact, even last night, having the ability to hang out with all of you guys at Ravinia. I mean, here we are, you know, supposed to be back in Chicago at 9:45 a.m. We got back just after 6 p.m. I mean, just a day full of staying next thing after the next, okay? But again, God is in control, and we are just praising God this morning and just so grateful, so thankful. And again, just want to also give some prayers out because I have just been getting so many calls and emails about things happening, and you know, we're losing loved ones, guys, and we got to stay prayed up, but we've got to keep this movement going because there's so many lives at stake that we have the chance to really get in front of them and be preventative and really show them how they can actually change the direction of their life, change the course of their life. And so this morning, I want to just say We welcome you, and we want to thank you. Thank you for waking up this morning to Wakanna. You didn't have to get on this call, but guess what? You got on this call because many of you are looking to take your life to the next level. And so I want to start by really sharing also the vision and mission of Wakanna, because our vision is we exist to help end the negative stigma that has caused communities around the world to suffer and lose out on the health and wealth benefits of the cannabis plant. Our mission is we are the catalyst to stir a movement that inspires people to confidently move into the legal space as entrepreneurs, formulators, and investors, evoking the courage and strength of people to take back their health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. And I also want to give a shout out because we have our corporate team to thank and acknowledge. I know on Saturday, while we were on our first flight, so we get in on Saturday, we leave on Sunday, guys. So it was a quick turnaround, but our corporate team and our phenomenal chief operating officer, Christian Phillips, held it down. Our operations team, they kept that meeting going on Saturday. And so I know they had just an awesome meeting, guys. We meet every single Saturday with our corporate team just to really make sure that whatever the game plan is, right, they hear about it first, right, whatever the marching orders, right, to really ensure that we're constantly giving you the best of the best, whether it's customer service, whether it's really ways to help improve operations and shipping. We have a team that's so dedicated, so committed, and I want to thank them. I want to thank each and every one of you, right? Because our team constantly is just showing up and showing out. We saw what happened in August. I mean, these are months that people are historically taking off. But guess what you're doing? You're working your business because you're committed not just to your wealth goals, but you're committed to helping breaking, this generational curse that we're seeing of disease, of so many people dying prematurely. And you're out there showing the plan. You're out there doing those scans, doing those blood type kits, right? Really making sure we go ahead and hit that mandate, which is 1 million people to know their blood type in the next 18 months. And I see that happening, folks, because it is manifesting everywhere we go. And so again, I want to thank all of our diamonds, our emeralds, our rubies, our sapphires, all of our brand new CV qualifiers. In fact, today we're going to give a chance to hear who in August hit bronze. I know last week we talked about the silvers, we talked about the 5-3, the ones who actually went out there and recruited 3. Okay. In fact, I did shout out to everyone who did that in our top, 3 qualifiers. But I also want to give a shout out to Michelle Stewart because she also made that list, which also brings me to a point. You want to make sure that in your back office, when you go to your profile, there's something that says exclude you from our leaderboard. And so you want to make sure that that's not checked. As long as that's not checked, when we're pulling out all of our reports, we're going to see you, okay? And so if you had that checked and perhaps you got your 3, make sure you reach out to our customer support team, and they will make sure you never get left off that list, because once that's unchecked, we'll always know that you got your 3 for that month. Because guess what we're doing again this week or this month? We're allowing you to get your 3 for more recognition, guys. In fact, can't wait for you to see all the people that did get their 3. I believe it was something like 48 or 49 people. I'm like, that is amazing. And to see some of you not just get 3, but get 20, get 14, get 13. I mean, that was amazing because we're talking about brand new customers, people who are buying for the very first time. I mean, that is absolutely monumental. And so we're going to recognize all of you today. You're going to see all of that hit our social media, and it's going to keep on going because, again, this month we're doing it again, but this time we are doubling the prizes, okay? And so this is really a lot at stake, and so you want to make sure you tune in because we know that it is Momentum Monday. And what happens today is you have a chance to get not only recognized, but you're going to know what's happening as it relates to any deal, any contest, any update. We also want to always recognize those of you who hit rank, those of you who've hit CV. And so we do it all today, right, to give that all to each and every one of you. In fact, you're going to hear some new recipes. Can't wait for the call tonight. In fact, my son's been calling me since last night, trying to get the newest presentation. And I just sent it to you, Tariq. So if you're out there, that's on its way. But he's so excited because him and his wife, they're presenting tonight. And he's been like, Mom, I need that presentation. So I was like, as soon as I can get to a computer and get it to you. So I'm excited about tonight because really this month started the new format. I know last week Bernadine held it down, and hopefully each and every one of you were able to jump on and witness that. witness our superstars that are now presenting on Mondays. And so you want to support that. You want to get not only on there for yourself to get on there and hear what's happening, but you want to be present with your team and guests. I mean, you want to have guests on that line. When I look at teams that are absolutely showing up and showing out, whether it's the Willie Moonies, whether it's the Beverly Blairs, whether it's our Emeralds like the Gigi's and the Dr. Kims and the Bernadines, guess what they're doing? They're putting people on those calls, right? When I see Eric and Zachary and Dr. Roz, and what they're doing, they're putting people on those calls, guys. And so you want to follow the steps of our Emeralds, like our Eric Stricklands, okay? You want to follow the steps of people like the Shannon Kings. These people are getting it done. And what they're doing is they're putting people on these calls. They're getting their teams on these calls. In fact, when I really narrow in and see someone who's really doing it real big, I'll give a special shout out to Bernadine, because her team, I tell you what, every call we had, we always had her team on there supporting, not just them, but they always have guest guys. And that's a clue. That's a clue that you want to start doing what the leaders are doing so that you can take your business to that next level. And I want to also give a big shout out to Dr. Cassandra, to Phyllis Nash. Phyllis, you're going to have to help me here. I know Marilyn Emanuel. I know Anna Gallagher. And I believe it was Robin, right? Who was that third person there at the event with you, Phyllis, to really help facilitate those scans?
Renee Duncan.
That was Renee Duncan? Oh, Renee Duncan. Renee Duncan. That was awesome, Dr. Roz. I hear you too, Phyllis, so thank you for unmuting. But it was so special, really seeing the team come out, not only to be able to, improve their craft, the craft of learning how to do the bioscan, but really the art of how to not just do the scan, but to close. I know we, really took away from that event. There's some amazing things that we can do to help you guys. I know tonight Phyllis is going to talk about, some of those events. So you want to make sure you get on the certification, because one of the things that's so critical, guys, we are doing scans and the scans are great. And a lot of times we show, hey, here's what that scan looks like. But you really want to know, how do you transition that person now into a sale? How do you move them to actually now them actually making a purchase? Because again, we want to save lives, right? We want to definitely do the scan and show them. But if we show them and they walk away with nothing, then guess what? That means that person really still needs some help, especially when we're seeing, plaque in the arteries, plaque throughout the vascular system, when we're seeing that fatty liver. And so if you want to learn how to close, and if you want to make sure you take that deal to the next level, so that at every event you walk away with 21-day cleanses sold, 7-day cleanses sold, then you're going to want to get on certification. So that's the cool thing about certifications. You always get some kind of tip, some type of nugget. When we were on the flight together, Phyllis and I were so excited. We were elated with that event. We were like, that event was next level. It was amazing. It was really a powerful vision, because we can see this happening all across the country. We know that the church and the congregation, when you add up the numbers, that's where we can really get to the heart and soul of our community, right? By talking to the pastors, by talking to the evangelists, by talking to the bishops. Can you see a movement of these type of events everywhere? But it's important also that we have the right strategy. And really, attending an event like this always gives you the chance to kind of see things and what you loved about, those type of events, and the things that you felt that as a company we can really do to take that vision to a whole nother level. And the one thing that I saw this weekend, and I know, Phyllis, you talked about this before, but it's the children, guys. It's the children that are really suffering. They're suffering greater than the adults. We already know, we've talked about this repeatedly, that we've given birth to the first generation of children who are now predicted to have a shorter life expectancy than their very own parents. We know that if they're born after the year 2000, it's predicted that 1 out of 2 African-American children will have diabetes in their lifetime. And when we got done speaking, we didn't have a chance to present. That didn't happen because of the time constraints. But we had a chance to just give our testimony, to what I call minister to the crowd for a few minutes. And I'm telling you what, when that 15-year-old kid walked into the door and says, I need a scan, can you scan me? I want to see what's happening in my body because they know something's happening. They know this food supply is killing them. They know that something isn't right because these kids are athletes. They're brilliant. Their bodies are moving brilliantly. Then all of a sudden, there's something telling them there's something not right. Things are starting to change. All of a sudden, their body is becoming different. And when this child walked into the room, wanted to get his scan, had a chance to talk to his mother, had a chance to talk to his family, had a chance to meet his sister, but just to realize the state of where our children are today, to see these scans that are showing fatty liver, to see these scans in children that are showing artery plaque in their vascular system, to see 12-year-olds, right, showing artery plaque in their coronary leading to their heart. I mean, this is not only something we need to absolutely get out there, but we need to be not just the person talking about it, but we want to be a part of the solution. And how do we do that? We really have to think differently and how we can connect to our churches and schools with the right message so that we can really help save our children, guys. Because at the end of the day, when you think about these kids, there's sometimes with parents, maybe they're with their grandparents, maybe they're with the aunts and uncles who really give them food based on what they believe is okay. They don't realize that this food has really become like poison. They don't realize that the kids are getting the fatty liver because no one's talking about this. Their doctors aren't talking about this. And so we've got to be the one to expose it so that we can help save our kids so that by the time they're in their 20s, they're not plagued with diabetes. They're not having heart attacks in their 30s. We can reverse this. We can be a part of the solution. And that's really the vision that I saw being at this conference. We had a chance to stay up to like over past midnight, talking with these two kids that just wouldn't leave. They were so hungry for knowledge. When they left there, they said, whether or not we're able to buy that cleanse or not, we're going to eat fruit and vegetables for 7 days. I said, listen, I'm going to talk to your mom, talk to your grandparents, because we want to make sure they understand what's happening. But it's important, guys, that we get the word out. We can be a part of the change that needs to happen for our society to heal. So again, just shout out to you, Phyllis, for being really the driver behind pushing, getting, our brand at these conferences so that we can save so many lives. And I know your vision is so big with how we can connect this to all of the different churches, all of these different workshops, and we can really be a part of the change. So I'm super excited, guys, because we're going to be putting a lot of time, resources, and energy into ensuring that we can absolutely make a difference. And I know we are. And it really starts with us as coaches understanding really how we need to build this compelling message, because if we don't, there are lives at the end that absolutely depend on us and what we do and how we sometimes shake people. Sometimes you got to make people uncomfortable for them to change. You got to expose the truth for them to change. And a lot of times when we talk about, hey, getting this product, when we talk about spending some money, we know that oftentimes we're the ones that are financially in trouble. Sometimes that extra $119 might not seem like a lot, but they might have $60 in the bank account. So how do we get people to prioritize their health? And so those are some of the topics we are going to really help you understand. I know Phyllis is going to really work on a closing package so that you can really understand not just the art of the close, but really how you paint that propelling vision, that compelling vision that really helps people to take massive action and take it immediately so that we can really facilitate this vision in such a big, big way. And so again, my heart was moved and touched in a way that I'm telling you what, I can't stop thinking about this 12 and 15-year-old. They've been on my heart. They've been on my mind. I went to sleep thinking about them, woke up thinking about them. And I just know that we have some big work to do here in this country if we're going to be a part of the catalyst to absolutely reverse this epidemic of disease and break these generational curses that are causing our children to suffer. And speaking of being a part of the catalyst, I also want to mention, for those of you who are wellness coaches, we had an opportunity to allow our team to create a custom wellness card for you. Now that costs to create the card, not to print the card, okay? This is creation because we got a team who has to put your QR codes, they got to update your pictures. I mean, it's a process, right? And so it's a $50 cost. Many of you took advantage of that. And I want to give a big shout out to Erica Zachary because she wanted to get on hers like 4 QR codes. And we were like, okay, 4 QR codes, where are these going to go? It really became the model that we're now going to use for each and every one of you. So on her postcard, we put a QR code under the blood type so they can get their blood type kit, under the bioscan so they can scan that and get their bioscan immediately from your website. But we also put a QR code for the 7-day cleanse and the 21-day cleanse, okay? And then for those of you who want to also connect them to Flat Belly Lifestyle, on the back of the card, guess what? Another opportunity to put the Flat Belly Lifestyle QR code on the back. I believe those cards are truly going to be a game changer. In fact, I just put my order in, so we not only can help you get the design done, but there's a printing company in Chicago that we've been leveraging that's given us a pretty great rate for 5,000 of those cards. And so if you want more details on that, make sure you go online. We were going to end this in August, but what we realized is sometimes people just don't get it, right, until they get it, okay? That you got to have tools, you got to have something in order for you to really take your coaching brand to the next level. So we're going to extend one last opportunity until the end of September. In fact, the cards were so good, you know, Erica was like, can I get another one in? This is amazing, right? And so you want to get your cards in so that you can absolutely take your coaching business to that next level, guys. So get your information in, go to your website. You can then go to flatbellylifestyle.com, and there's an area on there where you can actually put in all the details that you want. You can upload your QR codes, you can upload before and after pictures, you can upload and put your phone number, your email, all of those details. But again, after September, you're going to have to look elsewhere to do this. Our team is going to allow that time one more time because, again, we want to help you win. Speaking of helping you win, something big is coming up, okay? Not only do we have certification, which is our 40th certification. Last night, they completed an amazing job. And again, this night, you do not want to miss the opportunity to get in front of our chief sales officer, who's going to not only teach you comp plan, show you back office, but again, we're going to drop some nuggets on how to close. It's important if you want to make this your biggest season ever. You don't just go out and do presentations. You can plant seeds, and that's great. And at some point, those seeds will manifest into a harvest. But when you understand properly how to close, you're going to magnify that harvest times 10, right? Because you're going to then teach that to your team, and that becomes a massive duplication. So yes, we are in the midst of our 40th certification, but guess what, folks? In the month of October, which is next month, we have our Legacy Conference. And I am super pumped up because at this conference, guys, we are absolutely going to announce the biggest announcement since the inception of Wakanna on 4/22/2019. And so this is history in the making. You're going to want to be a part of that. Yes, we're revealing our new brand. We're going to reveal so many things that's going to help take you to the next level. But we have some phenomenal coaches lined up. And for our VIPs, we know these tickets are going to sell out in record time. But we're preparing something special, something we've never done before for the VIPs, because we have one of our wealth coaches, in fact, a couple of wealth coaches, they're going to be there. And they're going to really talk about legacy building and what we could do differently over the next 2 years to really break that chain, right, of the financial issues and bondage we've been under as a community. If you look at our community, we don't have the wealth power of other communities, but we have it. We're just spending it before we can put it together collectively. And so he's and she, it's two individuals, they put together a powerful program that's going to show you exactly what you need to do. And for our VIPs, we're giving you access to one of the programs where you're going to get coaching and actually have a chance to participate. And we're actually allowing that to be a part of your VIP. And so when those tickets are out, don't email us saying, hey, this is what I want to be. No, okay. This is exclusively for the VIPs. And so what you're going to want to do is make sure in the next 24 hours, get that ticket. In fact, you're probably going to want to get it today, okay? Just in case. Buy yourself some insurance. In fact, for people on your team that might not be on this call, you want to go ahead and secure some extra tickets because it's time that we really understand wealth in a different way. We've been programmed incorrectly. And unfortunately, we've made decisions that when you look at the situation today, many people should already be worth at least $1 million. But unfortunately, sometimes in our community, people don't even have a $20,000 net worth. Sometimes they have a negative net worth where they owe more money than what they're worth. And if you're tired of that, if you're sick and tired and ready to break those chains, we're going to be breaking chains at this legacy conference like you've never experienced before. And it starts with our VIPs. So get your ticket. In fact, on Friday night, it's going to be the big reveal. We're having the pajama party. We're flying in some special guests, and we're going to actually have tickets for the pajama party, and that's going to cover your food. And so there's tickets for that. Stay tuned. You're going to actually have access to that right on the site. Those are going to be limited. We're probably going to have less than 40 people that will be able to attend that event, but it will absolutely be one of those empowering moments designed to take your life to the next level. You'll still have the opportunity to tune in via Zoom, so no worries if you're not able to secure that ticket. It's going to be free via Zoom, so you can watch in Friday night, get all your guests to watch in Friday night. We're going to be revealing something that is absolutely going to take our founding members program to that next level. If you are wanting to be a part of history, this is the year our founding member program will stop. You know, we might have in the future a separate program that may be a part of a different pool, who knows? But here's what I can tell you right now is the 1% pool will forever close, which means those of you who've been with us from the beginning, those of you who made the decision, I'm going to be a founding member now, you will forever have the opportunity to override in that 1% pool, provided that you have those 3 customers month after month, and you can be one of those customers. And so again, so many blockbuster announcements, super excited. You want to go out and get those tickets because I declare, if you can hear my voice on this call, that 2023 will be the best financial year of your life. And if you're ready for that, if you want to receive that, it's going to start with you getting at that conference, getting your team there, getting your guests there. Super excited. In fact, January the 1st, there's something so big, and you're going to know exactly what's happening in October, but it starts on January the 1st. So that clock is starting. You want to get that head start. And so again, just super, super excited for the investors of Wakanna. If you are one of the Wakanna investors, guess what's happening with you? On September the 20th, you want to be a part of what we're doing with our investors. And so stay tuned for an email from our VP of Finance, Kathy Weathersby. You might have already started getting those emails, but stay tuned because she's sending those out. For those of you who are emeralds, diamonds, rubies, and sapphires, we have several meetings lined up between now and our conference, and you're going to start getting those emails and the invitations because we want you to have a sneak preview so that when you get to the conference, you are going to be so excited, so elated. You're going to have every single person on your team that you're going to be talking to get them on that conference. Even for those of you who qualified at silver and above in 2022, we're going to have a very special meeting with you as well. And so again, I just want to say congratulations to each and every one of you. And so we're running out of time, guys. I actually have some CV qualifiers who actually hit the rank of bronze in the month of August. And what we're going to do real quick is I have got to stop and give them a shout out, okay? I got a shout out to Cherie Eppinger, to Eleanor Mallory Davis-Batiste, Gerald West, Lisa Lee Gardner, Naina Feme, Kathy Weathersby, LaShawn Stanton, Stephanie Taylor, Iola Common, Fontaine, Jerome Doss, Yakima Palmer, Gail King, Gia Bankhead, Karen Louise Wilson, Winnie Lewis, Gloria Jackson, Cheryl Johns, Magnolia Carter, Margaret Ann Dorsey, Paula Rita Gee, Sylvia Covington, Dr. Tyus Crawford Thomas, Valerie Jackson, Ashley Neal, Tanya Thomas, Michelle Stewart, Dr. Patricia Van Pelt, Denise Michelle Hill, Anthony Dean Morris, Tara Shackerfield, Anna and Kim Gallagher, Tammy Texera, Ann Hawkins, Abena Sharon Dale, and now for the silvers, we recognize you on Facebook, but I'm going to go ahead and shout you out again. Our silver with 1,000+ CV, Erica and Troy Zachary, Phyllis Nash, Ernestine Davis, Bernadine Kirkland, Philip and Dr. Kimberly Smith-O'Treve, Willie Mooney, Elizabeth Ann Thompson, Frida McDuffie, and Fatima Horn. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Super, super excited to announce that. And so with that being said, guys, I want to also just let you know, for those of you who do get your 3 this month, there's now $1,000 in loyalty points we're going to randomly give away via a drawing. We're going to hold a drawing live on Wednesday for those of you who got your 3 last month. So we're going to show you and give away those loyalty points. If you did finish in our top 3, we've already loaded your loyalty points to your back office. So check it out. This month, the top 3 will get 500, 300, and 200 in loyalty points. Okay, so super excited about that. Tomorrow is Transformation Tuesday. We have our Diamond Factory, so we want to wake up and hear from our phenomenal Phyllis Nash. Wellness Wednesday, we have some awesome tips with Dr. Betty. We're going to tune in live from our headquarters, so stay tuned on a wellness message for the week. Throwback Thursday, do you have some pictures from the past? Connect with Dr. Roz. Fun Friday, oh my goodness, you see what happens every week going live from our corporate office and other locations. On Saturday, it's Showcase Saturday. We have Self-Care Sunday, okay? And so with that being said, right now we're in the midst of our rebound with Wakanna. So go ahead, get online, get on your rebound. Let's get up, let's get moving, okay? 2:30 p.m. is Save Our Strands with our awesome trichologist and our MD. Super excited about that. At 7:30 p.m., you're going to join our corporate Zoom. You want to tune in to DJ Dr. Roz and support Tariq and Sharon Rogers as they kick off their first Monday night Zoom. And so with that being said, we want each and every one of you to go have a Wakanna day, because we're going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top. And this time, yes, we are busting through the top.
Certification, 5 o'clock.